Well, hello, friends. Welcome to the Not Your Child Road Safety Show, a show dedicated to road safety, sprinkled with entrepreneurship, with a hospitality cherry on top. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm your host, Julia Matthews, aka the Breathalyzer Girl, and owner of Not Your Child Corp, a Canadian company dedicated to, you guessed it, road safety. Check us out when you have a chance at notyourchild.com. Now, friends, today we have with us Mr. Avinash Singh from Precision Physiotherapy. Now, a bit about Precision Physiotherapy. Precision Physiotherapy is a proud family owned business serving Hamilton, Ontario, and the surrounding area. The Precision Physiotherapy family is composed of highly skilled and supportive health practitioners that look for other ways, aside from medication and surgeries, making them the last option to help improve their patients' quality of life. They provide hands on care for their patients by means of physical therapy, chiropractic treatments, massage therapy, and other forms of care that is non invasive but gives results that are beyond their patient's expectation. Avinash, who we have with us here today, fondly known as Avi, is the owner of the clinic and also a registered physiotherapist. And he believes sharing is caring. And this is reflected in Precision Physiotherapist Elite Quality Treatment that has a patient focused care foundation. Avi, thank you so much for being here with us today. Tell us, how did you get started with precision therapy?
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for that introduction, Julia. I appreciate it. Yes, the journey has been long, but it hasn't been as long enough.
Yes.
Before even I get into precision alone, I'm a physiotherapist
Yes.
first. I came here to Canada actually as an immigrant in
Mhm.
2011. Went through the ladders of being a student and did all sorts of different jobs. But in 2014 is Hamilton called me from Peterborough for my first professional job. I
Mhm.
worked in corporate setting, and my wife actually, she's a physiotherapist as well. So in this, though I am the one who might be the face of this, but
Yes.
she's the one who's the reason for this company's success, the real reason. So
That
we
is
both
awesome.
came to, sorry.
No, I said that is awesome. Go ahead, we're listening.
Yeah, so we both came to Hamilton together in 2014, worked in different corporate jobs, and always wanted a family sort of an environment. At that time, couldn't find any, so just decided to open one of our own by taking a leap of faith. One
Mhm.
of our location, we actually opened it in Burlington in 2016 in a
Mhm.
small 700 square foot in a doctor's office. And ever since then, we've been blessed with some amazing team members who've been able to help us achieve this dream and vision of being able to get people back to doing things that they love doing without
Mhm.
harmful medications,
Yeah.
injections, and surgeries.
Mhm.
We've been able to expand this company and clinic into 6 locations across the city.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's how it all
That's how it all
started.
started. But you said before you were in corporate. But what made you go into physiotherapy in the first place? What made you, or what inspired you to get that certification and to start with physio?
Yeah, so healthcare and biology or human anatomy was one of my personal favorite
Mm-hmm.
in the first place while schooling.
Mm-hmm.
And then uh, being a doctor or being in dental field or physiotherapist, these are some areas of expertise that I was looking at. But then what I found with physiotherapy differently than being a medical doctor is that you actually build relationship with people. You
Mm-hmm.
get to see them more often. You get to know about their personal lives and family, and you connect with people at a
Mm-hmm.
much more deeper level
Mm-hmm.
than just seeing them with no with no offense to
Yes,
what our
yes.
doctors do, I have a lot of respect for them,
Yeah,
but it's that we have the ability
yeah.
to spend more time with our people and then have an impact in their life when it's just such a rewarding profession to be able to get people, back to things that they really, really enjoy doing and what's important to them.
Yes, that is amazing. And I can attest to the bedside manner of your staff. But before we go into that, what are some of the most common injuries that you see come in? And since the pandemic, have you seen more of a certain type of injury?
Great question, actually. So, if at
Mhm.
all I have to go to the first part of the question, is commonly associated injuries. We do see back pain
Mhm.
quite a lot, and then the second most common would be shoulders and knees. These
Yes.
are the three most common areas where people deal with and multiple different conditions that could be associated. When it is back, it could be a disc herniation or arthritis, or sciatica, and
Mhm.
in with even knee and shoulders, rotator cuff pathologies, tendinitis are some of the most common conditions that we'd see. And I'm glad and funny that you asked this question, that has there been a trend of a different sort of conditions or people that you're seeing after pandemic? And it's I couldn't believe it, actually. In with people working from home, we've seen an uptrend of people. So the other businesses are actually maybe seeing a little dip or in clientele. uh, all of our businesses, not that it's a good thing, but all of our clinics have been seeing increasing number of people who are
Yes.
dealing with shoulder, neck pain, back issues, and even stress related problems with working from home, and repetitive strain and sprain related injuries,
Mhm.
which is just exacerbating because of poor
Exactly.
ergonomics.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. A little backstory, since you brought up neck pain, a little backstory for our listeners. I was suffering from severe neck pain. And later on, we found out also a bicep tendonitis this year, late summer. And this is how I found precision therapy. And the care I received was really, really unexpected. I can attest, Avi, to your practitioners being focused, caring, and really concerned with my well being. You really have a great team there, Avi. And that is why I had to highlight you guys on our entrepreneurship sequel, because it's such a breath of fresh air to meet other business owners and businesses that put people first, people above profit. And so I definitely recommend your business to our listeners in Hamilton, Ontario, and the surrounding region. So I definitely recommend you. Now, I received massage therapy as well as kinesiotaping and physiotherapy. But tell our listeners the range of services you do cover and tell us a bit more about the services that you offer. Yeah.
Thank you. First, I am so glad and very humbled to listen that you had a great experience, and also the fact that we were able to help you, because dealing with neck pain can be really, really challenging. So glad that you had a great experience. And yes, that's our philosophy of people first than anything else. So
Yes.
thank you. And yes, as for the services that we offer, it's quite wide range. The ultimate why is to be able to, when people are dealing with pain, aches, and not being able to do those things, the
Yes.
idea is to be able to help them do that. Now, then we look at all the things that can help them achieve that. That's how we've designed our services around, and not the other way around.
Mhm.
So physiotherapy is definitely our primary service. However, we have some skilled chiropractors and a registered massage therapist that complements and collaborates really well together as a
Yes.
multidisciplinary team
Mhm.
to achieve that commonly shared goal between the patient and the therapist. And
Mhm.
then we have some specialty niche as well, service as well, which involves helping people with who are dealing with concussion injuries,
Oh. Mm.
um, or some vestibular problem. That means dealing with vertigo and dizziness, which
Mm.
is very undereducated information that's out there in the society. So some of our therapists are certified and skilled to be able to treat that. Also, with neck pain, we see associated jaw problems as well quite often. And then there's some other certification that's needed for people to be able to do that really well. And that's another area of our expertise that we've been able to help a lot of people with.
And you know what I really love about your team, Abby? I'll have to tell you. I love the fact that the left hand knows what the right hand is doing. Anytime I went in for a massage, the physiotherapist spoke to the masseuse first, or the registered massage therapist, sorry, first, and said, "Hey, this is where you should avoid. This is where you should focus, and so forth." So it's. I love the way your team communicates, and it felt like I didn't feel like things were happening jarring to me or in a vacuum, like, oh, now you have massage, then now you have this, then now you have that. Everything was done so holistically, so that I said, you know what, this is amazing. And definitely you're stuck with me. Now, I learned also about your online treatment, which I think is great for helping more people far and wide. So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, it was actually something that was invented. I wouldn't say invented because it's already there in a physio industry space since last decade, but never so popular. But we all know what happened in March 2020,
Yes.
where things had to close down, and it was almost an invention out of necessity. I'm not sure if I'm quoting that right, but we had no option. There were a lot of patients who were getting treated with an active program and a plan, and then suddenly government had to shut things down, and these people were left being in pain, being
Yes.
in problem through their injury with no avail other than being on Tylenol or other pain medications that they had to rely on, or having to go to the emerge. So we felt that we got to do better, and that's where we went into this online platform and started providing, in fact, even pro bono help to each of our patients during that time, to meet them over a video call, go through their exercise routine. And I'd be very honest with you, it was a challenge for us as clinicians as well, because we are a very hands-on based
Yes.
practice.
Yes.
So, our challenge was that how can we still replicate some of these hands-on therapy technique for a patient to be able to still perform it safely and still in a manner which is helpful for them. We got their family members involved. We got all the other equipments, belts and things of that nature, whatever we found it in their surrounding, to be able to do some of these techniques. And little to our surprise, a few weeks later, we started seeing some amazing results. And so even though the clinic did open in June, we have continued offering this virtual therapy, because these days people are so busy. People have a busy life, and coming to the clinic and for a few 4 to 6 weeks sometimes can be a little challenge. So this is, I tell all my team members, it's like Uber of our of physiotherapy, that people can get it in their dining room or from their
Yes.
office.
I love that. And I love that idea. First of all, I appreciate that as an entrepreneur, you also, had to evolve, and you did that very well. And I really love this idea because your care is so good, that I would love everyone to be able to have access to it. So being online, I think is amazing for you, because right now you're in Hamilton, Ontario, but it would be so much. It would be so great if, especially for long distance truckers or drivers, that go from different city to city, they can still check in. But I'm going to get to that in a second. Now, Avi, you do offer also a free consultation, and you do take health insurance. Is there anything that you'd like us to know about that?
Yes, we do offer a free consultation, and this is because a lot of people, uh, are unsure of what's the right thing for them when they're dealing with aches and pains, because there's so many options out there to solve the exact same problem. So these days, especially with digital information on our fingertips and with multiple professionals around, it's as a consumer, though it's a good thing that we have lots of information, at the same time, decision making can be really, really hard, where we don't know. Everyone claims to fix your problem, but then we don't know what's the right thing to do. So in those cases, when people are on the fence, when they are unsure of whether, and even for us, actually, it provides us an opportunity to provide very honest information to all of our patients, whether understanding what their problems are, concerns are, and see if this is something that we've dealt with in the past, or is this something that we can really help, then allows us to honestly let them know that if we are able to assist them with their problems. So that's what the free consultations are for people who are on the fence. And then sorry, I forgot your
No,
second
no, no.
question.
No, I just mentioned that you do take health insurance,
Yes.
and that is a big help, especially during this time. So,
Yes.
yes. So I just wanted to know if you wanted to, because I know some places they only take some, but I know you have a vast array of insurance that you do take. So I think that's very helpful too. You definitely put people first. So,
Yes.
right. But another reason, Avi, I wanted to highlight you, apart from the excellent service and the care that you gave me, is for me personally to be better service to our long distance drivers that are listening, right? Truckers, delivery people. I want to reinforce that they don't have to live in pain. You know, they can do something about it. And seeking out physiotherapists like Precision Therapy, right? It is self-care. It is a part of self-care. And also, not only is a part of self-care, but it's self-care maintenance, and driving with a relaxed, pain-free body will also help to keep them and other users of the road safe. So your service does tie in very much with road safety. As you know, a lot of the long distance drivers, they have injuries, neck pain, they're not moving as much. So that is one of the reasons why I wanted to highlight you as well, because I can see that it's important. Because when I was in pain, Abby, I was almost afraid to drive, because I'm thinking, how am I going to respond? Especially with limited motion, right? So
Absolutely.
the fact that you have it now virtually too, I think that's wonderful, and I think it's a great opportunity for listeners that are driving and who have jobs as long distance drivers or delivery people.
Right. Actually, I'm so glad that we're talking about this, because we do see quite a few of our clientele who are, long distance drivers, or even in trucking industry.
Mhm.
They've have to drive for so long,
Yeah.
and one of the common reason for them having neck pain, back pain, shoulder issues, carpal tunnel, is because of prolonged inactivity. And one of the analogy that I often use to educate these folks is that, you know this driving, though it's an occupation, it's a work, but it's actually a sport. So you know how athletes
Yeah.
really take care of their body when they are, so you
Yeah.
would never see a soccer player, a professional soccer player, not rehabbing their painful area, or never going onto the field with an injured area. And same is with these drivers as well. We are in this job for 8 hours straight long, day in, day out, with no real breaks and a recovery time for their bodily area. So it's like when you go onto the field to drive that long, you're actually going out there to play a sport. So
Mhm.
now, for to play a sport, there is a certain, like, for a driver, they use their shoulder and their upper back and their hand muscles a little bit more than some of the other areas, like a lower extremity or a leg area. So if at all they can cater and design a program for themselves to be able to play that sport better, that means play that sport of driving for 8 months, 8 hour long better, that will just prevent a lot of injuries in the first place.
Mhm.
But one of the most common thing that we hear is, or see, is people ignore their pain for a longest period of time, initially thinking it's just a tight muscle, just a little soreness, and then it starts progressing, where it starts having pins and needles, or pain starts spreading out across, and then it makes our job even more difficult than what it could be
Yes.
in the first place.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness, I love that analogy. I love that analogy. That it's just like playing a sport. You have to basically maintain your body to to do what you need to do to provide for yourself. That is true. It's the same thing with working from home too. I love that analogy. I love it.
And then, yeah, and it's such a moral responsibility as well, especially for people who are driving, like you said, being road safety. So it's for the greater good at times that we are doing this. So, I see this in nurses quite a lot. They're the most selfless people around, where, they'll do everything for their patients and everyone else, but seldom they would take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So I tell them, these drivers are no different, right? If they can take care of themselves, because so many injuries and mishaps happen because of, at times, overwork or stress or lack of concentration, which can happen with in many cases. So yeah, if they can take care of their body, they're actually helping the entire community.
Exactly. I love that, Avi. I love that. And I love your philosophy. I wish for you continued success, and I wish for you that you always have people like yourself working with precision therapy. Now, Avi, is there anything else you would like our listeners to know? Like any promotions coming up in the new year, or anything that you'd like us to look out for in the new year?
Yes. For all the listeners out there and your audience, we have something that's coming up in the new year. We are calling this as a New Year, New You event, where we
love it. I have to be there. Oh my goodness. Tell us. I'm excited now.
We're going with this theme of, probably celebrating this new year, and then in appreciation of that, being able to offer free initial assessment to all the people who are interested in getting to learn more, or if they're dealing with any back pain, sciatica, shoulder pain, knee pain, plantar fasciitis, or anything of that nature, where they'll get a one-on-one appointment with a physiotherapist or any other clinician of our team to find out the root cause of their problem. We'll go through a hands-on physical examination to do a few tests to really understand the diagnosis. That will help us design a treatment plan for them. And if it's clinically indicated for us to be able to provide certain modality, we've got some advanced technology of deep tissue laser therapy, which has worked fantastic in a lot of different cases. So on that specific day, we are able to offer that for free as well to all the people who join us for this New Year, New You event. And it will be on 11th of January, the Tuesday, from morning 8 to evening 8, a long entire day event. And then it's more of a celebration across all 6 of our locations.
Awesome. I can't wait to share that, because I am following you on social media. So I will definitely share that. Now, Avi, how can our listeners get in touch with you?
Yes.
How could they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so the best way to do is going on to our website, which is www.precisionphysio.ca. We have a sister location in Hamilton. For Hamilton downtown folks, it's called www.hamiltonphysiorehab.ca. And then all of our contact information is on those website, and people can just give us a call. And then there is a place where there is a form to be able to fill in with their information. So if they fill out that website request form, one of our admin team member is able to get in touch with them right away and help them schedule this appointment.
And your admin team, they are awesome as well. You have a good team, and I wish you continued success. You deserve it. And Avi, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me today. It's such a pleasure. And I look forward to my treatments in the new year with you. So thank you so much, Avi. You're such a gracious guest. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me, Julia. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure is all mine.
Take care.
Oh, friends, wasn't that a great conversation with Avi from Precision Physiotherapy? Oh man, I really love bringing the love I see in my entrepreneur colleagues to you. You see how interesting businesses and entrepreneurs can be, right? You see how interested we can be? When we just take the time to ask the right questions and take the time to listen. Well, I hope that we'll have him here again one day, and we won't forget about him and the great work he and his team are doing at Precision Therapy.